Hi, beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Sagittarius, this is your monthly read for November of 2024. We're going to jump right in and have a general message come up first with this overall feeling, and then just go deeper and deeper into that energy and see really what the message is about for the month of November. And then at the very end, we're going to have your angels come out with some additional messages. So please get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, some water, and just settle in. Or do whatever you like. Sagittarius, my out there people, you're usually the ones that push me beyond my limits, beyond the comfort zone. You're always like coming up with new stuff, which I really, really enjoy. Okay, what do we have for Sagittarius, please, for the month of November? Please like this video if you do like this video. And please consider to subscribe, as it helps me a lot. Okay, confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. I just see so much movement. There is so much movement. There's a canoe that's very random. You're going to see the image in a second. There's a canoe. So if someone has just gone on this, it can't be that you know about it or you heard that word. Like if that resonates with someone, it should be like you just got one, you just went into the water in one, you just the other day literally went on for a canoe ride, whatever. I don't know if I've ever gotten a canoe in my readings, Sagittarius, so that's funny. Fish. I see a lot of fish, like playful fish. It can even be fish swimming upstream. So like someone is not going with the flow. Doesn't mean they're not going on your path. I just feel like someone, and I can't point these out because these are things that I'm just seeing, but they're, you know, this is an actual animal. Everyone can see that this is an actual animal. This is an actual human being, right? But there's certain things that just pops out at me that I'm just saying what I'm seeing, and then I can't point to where it is. So it's just sort of my intuition. Fish swimming against, like going against the grain, swimming against the opposition. So I think that this is just you, Sagittarius, being a little bit not mainstream. This is not mainstream. It just made me think of it. It has nothing to do with anything, unless it does. Years and years ago, my now 24-year-old son, I asked him if he wanted to go somewhere like for a vacation. I don't know why I'm telling this story, because of the mainstream. So I wanted to go on vacation. And I was like, and we live in Sweden, and I was like, we should go somewhere warm. Should we go to Spain? Like a week in Spain. And I was like, feels a little bit mainstream to me. First and foremost, yeah, I know there's a lot of Swedes that are going to Spain or Greece, or, you know, because it's cold here and we want the warmer climate. It seemed a little bit arrogant and a little bit like, I don't know why I'm telling the story. It doesn't really have a punchline other than that he doesn't like that it was mainstream. Like, why should we go where everyone else goes? It doesn't seem to be our vibe. We seem to do the opposition. That's what you're doing, Sagittarius. You're doing the opposition. Like that's why I'm saying, like, you're my out there sign. You're always pushing the boundaries, coming up with new ideas. You're the inventor. You might not feel this way on an everyday like life basis, because you probably have it so innately in you that you're choosing your own path. But this path is going against the grain. It's like it's the opposition of something, and you might feel it. You might feel like you're the only one doing a certain thing. You're the only one that has knowledge about something, or there's never a crowd. I was thinking about that the other day. The beautiful Abraham, as in Abraham Hicks, is, you know, always saying there's never a crowd on the leading edge. Like, why is there so few people with the new ideas? Because there's never a crowd on the leading edge. New thought, new idea. anything that can sort of flip the coin or like going in a completely different direction. Like we have to go at it for some time and some time and some time again before more and more people and more and more people and more and more people are like secure enough, safe enough, trusted enough so that, okay, we're going to go this route as well. But being the first one out there is always a little bit of a struggle. So that's coming through rather clearly here as well, that there's never a lead, there's never a crowd on the leading edge. So there might be something that you're doing right now, Sagittarius, that feels like you're the only one, or there's no support, or there's no, if you're supposed to read up on it or like get more information, you're probably the one to go to for the information because you're the first, one of the first few out from the gate, you know, with this new thing. Whatever this is it has like a, I just see these, it's like a wave of just forward movement. It's just a strong movement forward. And I get that rainbow energy there, which lately has come across as like a rainbow bridge. Something, you're coming with something that bridges to something else. Like you, Sagittarius, you might even be the bridge. Excuse me, you might be the bridge from the old to the new. You're presenting new things so that certain people will get the information because you're the bridge. Okay? Interesting beginning here. Let's see where we are going with this. Going deeper here for Sagittarius, what do we have for the month of November, please? I see new like mystical animals, like the sort of like fantasy animals, or in the fairy tales, like gorgeous animals. And I also see like someone, you know, don't try to show your vision, or don't try to explain something to someone that you just know for a fact they just won't get it. And it's not that they like, oh, they're so stupid, they're not going to get this. It's just that, you know, there's a time and a place, and there's a time and a place for people when they want to make certain changes. And we know for a fact, like at this time around in our history and time, certain people are still asleep because they chose to. It's too much of a, it's not, you know, you have to be a certain type of person to be cut out for this type of change. And I know for a fact that my life has not been easy. Like it's not for the faint-hearted that to make these transitions that are going on right now. And so if you have these new profound, okay, it's coming across as like, don't try to sway someone, or don't try to, if you have this idea, or you have this knowledge, you have this information, and you just want everyone to be in on it. And it comes from a place of, I want everyone to come with me. I want the family to know about this. I want my partner to come with me, you know, so that we really are trying to, not in a convincing, like, if I could just convince you that this is the right thing, or convince you to listen to this information or whatever, they would come. That's not the case. And if you've known any time in your life where someone is trying to force something a little bit too much on you, I mean, I've been in the position where I've said no to things that I know is really good for me because the person sort of selling it to me was just coming off too strong. And like, and I don't know, maybe I need to do a little bit of growing up there to just say, okay, chill out for a second. Can I just have the thing that I feel is really good for me? But I wasn't, and I probably still is not. When things get a little bit too forceful, I'm just not interested. It has to be more of a natural flow, and it has to come more easily. And anything with force, like with manipulated force, is just, nope, not interested. So if you're coming across anything like that to another person, they're probably going to shut down. So trust in the universe. How did you even get the information to begin with? Like, you've gone on this journey, you've opened up, you're transforming. So how did you get that information? Trust that the universe has their people and even the person's higher self to inform them, right? So trust in the process moving forward. Lead by example. Show them instead of telling them. Going deeper, what do we have for Sagittarius, please? I'm seeing this peacock with a light on their head. It's like, how can we make a peacock even stronger and even more proud or like magnificent? Well, we can put a candle that has a fire. We can put some sort of fire on the peacock and they will be even more magnificent. I see a peacock with a candlelight on their head, sort of being in like sort of leading the way and being in charge. This is someone that is really proud and has come into their power, and there's resurrection there. Like we've come out, like this is a dark night of the soul situation. Like I think this is you, Sagittarius, that you're leading the way, you're leading the pack. Whether you understand that you do or not, if that makes sense. And the peace card. Look at that. Number 23, which is a very powerful number. Star the Lion. A leg up. And I want to switch decks. Accelerated motion, number 8. Power number there. Endless opportunities. And choose wisely. We're not in a hurry here. So there's a beautiful process, and I think, wow, okay. The process is being hidden in plain sight. So if you're looking for some sort of like movement forward, how to go about something, I think that how to go about it is in plain sight. It's right in front of your face. And you might think that this movement forward or this transformation or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, whoever you are in your peacock feathers, in your peacock costume, being sort of the leader of the pack, being the first, one of the first ones out with something, you might sometimes feel like it's trickier than it actually is, or that it's harder because you're the first one out. There's no one that has ever done this before. There's no one that, there's no information to read about it, or like, I can't really go to someone for inspiration because you're the first one out or one of the few. So if there's any information, it's really little information on the subject. So then Spirit is coming in to say, it's actually, the process is actually, it's hidden in plain sight. You know, that expression that we're looking and actually it's, wait, it's right there. It's right in front of our eyes. It's always been there. But because of the notion or the thought or the belief that you hold around the situation, makes it actually a little bit harder. It makes it harder to shift or to make that change, or because you think there's more to it when it really isn't. It's hidden in plain sight. Where I'm getting this is we have 23. So we have 2, 3, and then we have 3, 4. And then I saw that, I thought, well, 3, 4 adds up to 7. So we have 2, 3, 3, 4. We have 7. We have another 7 come out there, and then we have an 8. And I was like, okay, so it's a little bit trickier. Like we have 1 7 that's really clear, and we have an 8 that's really clear. But then we have 2, 3 that adds up to 5, and we have 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4. That like there's a process here, and it's not quick. It's 2, 3, 3, 4. It's not even 2, 3, 4, 5. There's something about it that how the numbers add up, that it's a little bit tricky to like, okay, no, the only thing I see here is the 23, and the only thing I see here is the 34. But actually, it's a process. It's a process, and it's hidden in plain sight. Okay, and then what you're getting to, like, well, there's egg there that is about, something is about to hatch, or something is ready to hatch. And I think this is your also idea. Something, you're creating something really quite amazing in your life right now. If this is not on a like a grand scale, if this is not something when you're like, I'm not creating anything huge like that, look in your personal life, just within your family or like friend circle, work related stuff, anything that you're doing for yourself, maybe just like being on a health journey, even if you're not putting in like in a huge scale or together with other people, you can still make a lot of change on like I don't know even how to explain it, like on a what looks like a really small scale because it's just your own. So you when you hear this, like, no, I'm not doing anything, I'm not doing that grand transformation, or like I'm not being a way shower or like take the lead for someone else. But you might, because of the changes that you're doing in your own life, it has ripple effects. It really has. And so trust in that process, that whatever you're starting to unlock within yourself or change or transform within yourself has an outer effect. It has an effect on the people around you, on the planet around you. And it's peaceful. You're going for peace. You're going for something that it just feels like you're more and more reaching this place of satisfaction, contentment, where you're really happy to be. Usually, and I know I'm completely generalizing now, Sagittarius, usually you are the thriver. You always have something going. Like there's, you don't find many, clear spots in your calendar. You will fill that up rather quickly. You will more be towards the burned out end than the completely relaxed, contented energy. I know I'm generalizing now. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions, but this is when you have found your sort of inner calling. You're taking care more of yourself. This is more of it's a very satisfied and content energy. I like it. I like where you're going, the energy. And also, I feel that there's a correlation between starting to accept help or accept support from your outside world in the physical world is going to start to open up more about feeling supported. Notice the difference that I didn't say that you're going to get more support from the other side, because it's not that they haven't given you support from the other side. It's just that you don't really notice it, or like you wonder where it is, or you question whether it's there or not. And you might have this knowledge, or you might have this higher like understanding that, no, I know there are guides out there. I know there are angels. I know that they're, guardians protecting my life and so forth. But do you truly know it? Like, do you see them? Do you hear them? Do you feel them? Do you understand clearly 100% it's them, So there's something about starting to accepting the help from other people on this planet opens up this path. It opens up this channel to start to receive the help that was already there. And that's going to be so beautiful for you, because it's like you're doing quite a lot on your own with little help. And it's quite grandiose when you start to feel that support coming in, both from the physical world and the non-physical world. Then we have choose wisely. So I'm just feeling this, like, take a moment and then take a moment and then make your decision. So wherever you're going, like whatever movement that is going on, moving forward right now, that there's a energy here of like, this is a process. It's a process and it's hidden in plain sight. And you're just sort of figuring things out right now. And there's no rush. And even if you say that there's a rush, it really isn't. Like, if you can just sit down and get quiet enough, get still enough to just hold the space for an answer to come through. when there's just a moment that's being created in this stillness, it's going to become really clear. And I think this is tied in. Can we just clarify this? Choose wisely, please. Because it feels connected to the change that you're doing. Okay. So we have trapped in fear. So it might even be that you're afraid to make this change. And because you're afraid to make the change, you don't even see where to go. Like there's no opportunities, or there's not even options. And that's not true. Just like the situation where there's support here for you, but just because you don't hear them or see them doesn't mean that they're not there. Just like air, just because we don't see the air doesn't mean that we're not breathing. You know, there's oxygen all around. There's something here with feeling like it doesn't have to be, this looks like a really heavy energy. I don't think it's this heavy. I just realized that we have another number 8 there. And we have 23, the star of the lion. 8 is also connected to Leo. And 8 is a really powerful number. I think this is a major shift that you're undergoing right now. Major shift. And there might be some fear, there might be some worry, some old behaviors, old belief systems that just kicks in the second you're trying to make this shift. So whatever transformation you're undergoing right now can feel a little bit scary. And because it feels scary, we tend to guard ourselves, or like defend ourselves with like, okay, so you want to move forward, but there's no real path here. There's no real venue. Well, there actually is, but until you let go of that fear, you're not going to see it. Or if you see the venue, you see the path, you see it clearly, you're just going to beat yourself up for it, for not choosing it, or for not feeling like you have the guts to choose it. I hope that makes sense. So there could be like fear and worry and old beliefs that are still running that sort of clouds your way forward a little bit. It doesn't mean that there's not a way forward. It means that there's a little blockage in the way. So if you sit down, if you get quiet enough, if you hold space for this situation, an answer is going to come up. Or a clear path or a clear knowing is going to come up. And then we have accelerated motion. So I think that just when you're in, like, you just need to get to the place where you're in the clear, where you're in that you just know what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you have, if this is a very practical, you want to launch a new business, or you want to introduce this idea in an already, like if you're already in a system of some sort, if this is like work related, it might be that it looks like, okay, if I just have the green light here, if we just sort of come into the clear here with this work-related thing, it's going to go so fast from when you sort of introduce it or put in the statement of this is what we're doing. But it doesn't have to be that practical. It doesn't have to be around work. If you don't resonate with that, it can just be that this is a personal journey. And obviously, I believe that those two are linked. Like there's nothing like, there's work and then there's you, or there's, relationships and then it's just tied in all together, right? Whatever you're seeing in your outer world is a direct mirror or direct projection or reflection or I wasn't going to say ascension, consequence basically of who you are, what vibrations you have active and what belief systems you have active. All of that is going to be like a reflection, right? So it can be an inner, whatever you're saying, like if you just come into the clear, if you just feel like, okay, I know where I'm going now. I don't have any practical things to launch. I don't have any, like, I don't see any physical, this is like 1 + 1 = 2. It's just a decision. Choose wisely. It's just a decision. It's like you're just sitting down. You just feel it. You feel this is the direction that you want to move into. What direction? to feel at peace, to feel content, to feel satisfaction, to feel at home, to feel safe, to feel supported. There's no tangible, real thing around that. It's just emotions. An emotion, you can have a wish for an emotion now and then set your sail towards it. And when that becomes clear, things are going to speed up so quickly, you have no idea what hit you. Well, you do because you said you wanted it. But wow. It feels like this is a little bit of a cryptic message. I hope that you resonate with it, that you sort of hear what I'm saying. Okay. Some final advice or some inspirational messages from your angels. It's just a big yes. You know what? Sometimes we just need to hear that it's okay to move forward with the things that you have already set in motion. We have a yes in this deck. We have a yes without the exclamation mark, and we have the yes with the exclamation mark. And the yes with the exclamation mark is the thing that you've been thinking about is like a big green light. It's just go for it. Here's your validation. Here's your confirmation. We see you. We're so supportive of this decision, of this movement, of this whatever it is that you're changing right now. It's a big, big, big yes. So if you've been thinking about something, if you've been wondering about something, this decision to make, I'm saying like, okay, sit down, be as still as you can, because obviously you can't move forward. You can't just take my word for it. What if we could just take someone's word for something? I would be like, I probably would fly right now. If take someone's word for something would be enough, the world would look really different in both directions. So you can't take my word for it. It doesn't work that way. But you can feel validated in what you already feel, but then you need to have the validation for yourself. That needs to come from the inside, that you are deciding that my validating you is the correct thing, right? So whatever you've been thinking about, when you can, if you can just use this as a nudge or as a confirmation to continue on the path that you have already chosen, good for you. That's what I have for you, beautiful Sagittarius, for the month of November, or 6 weeks, give or take, into the future. I hope something resonated for you here, and I hope some of it feels helpful as you move forward. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me a lot. Going for 30,000 subscribers right now. Obviously, it's more important that you resonate with the message than a crowd of people. There's never a crowd on the leading edge, right? Okay, take care, guys.